How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Turkish and Curtis show. To be honest, the name is coming real soon, people. It even feels awkward for me saying that. The name is coming. You know the name I like, Curtis?
Go on.
Obviously, T's and C's make sense. I can't even lie. I like that name, but I like the name the OGs as well. I like the OGs, original Gunners. I think we can.
Yeah, we could do that.
Make a nice little logo out of that. We can make a nice little,
nice
little brand out of that. I think.
Yeah, we're on with that.
Yeah, one of them two. It's coming soon, people. Like I said, no point in us waiting for show name, logo, intro, all of that. You've been waiting long enough. We've been waiting long enough. We're here to do this as regularly as possible. The second one in a matter of a few days, either side of the weekend. And we'll be back again Sunday. I'll let you know nice and early. Sunday night should be the next show after the West Ham game. So make sure you're here for that. Subscribe. Obviously, subscribe here. The show's here. But Curtis is doing content each and every day on his channel. So make sure you subscribe to him as well if you haven't already, which would be a mad thing if you're not, because he's doing a mad amount of content, watch alongs, banging, and help him on the road to 100K as well. We're both on the road to 100K. So let's make it happen in and around the same time. Hit the like button as well, people, right here. What are you saying, though, my guy?
Hey, man, yo. I mean, it's a different Monday, man. The air smells a little bit different. I don't know what's going on, but...
Bro, shall I be real with you? Yesterday, yeah, obviously I've wanted to do after the game and on my interview and that. And then I just thought, did I just see Curtis? Bro, a minute ago, I see him just on his what's going on? I come around the corner and I was like, nah, this is a big day. Curtis has made it down.
Bro, when the stream finished, I said, yo, like, I need some energy right now. I need to be around people. Straight in the car, bang. I was there, bro. You know what I mean? Bro. The armory was closing as I got there, or I might have bought something. You know what I mean?
Don't say you might just have bought something. You know what that reminds me of? The Orlando. I might just be conking in.
Bro, I thought that was between us, man.
Nah, but it's all bad, bro. But see, you know what it is? Back then, the people didn't know you like they know you now. It's a whole 2 years on from that, so they know it's all tongue in cheek.
It's shameless, you know what I mean? But listen, we got you wearing merch again, so life is.
I might be in the shop behind. I can't lie. You might have had to message me saying I'm in the shop.
Yeah, it's true. It's good times, man. Listen, we had enough frustrating times as Arsenal fans. When the good times turn up, enjoy it, man. Don't worry about Carragher and Neville and them man there. We speak about that, obviously.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. We're definitely touching on that because they're causing a lot of noise. It's not noise I'm listening to, but
yeah,
they do it because people react. But we're going to talk about that. Obviously, I think it's good to start with the game first. A few days ago, I think we would have both said, right now we're not in it. If we get the 3 points, we're back in it. And that's what we did. We got the 3 points, bro. I haven't really talked to you about the game. It was just vibes after the game, really.
Yeah.
But talk to me, man. I mean, best performance against Liverpool, home or away, since what? 80? Since Brendan Rodgers era?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you was there, so you could tell me a bit more about like the atmosphere and that. But it was strange how Liverpool, they never really troubled us, did they? I never really, throughout the game, I wasn't like, oh my God, they're going to score. And I just think, you look at that first goal, man, I think it was 18 passes for the first goal before we scored, man. Yeah. And, this all-conquering Liverpool team, we just cut them apart, man. I've seen a lot of people today saying, oh, but Liverpool never turned up. I'm like, no, you've got to credit Arsenal for what they did to Liverpool, because they've only lost one game before us, and that was Tottenham, and they were ripped off in that game. So they should have been unbeaten in the league. But I thought we were excellent. I mean, I've been very critical of Arteta, as you know, and I saw the lineup and I was like, he has rolled the dice. You know what I'm saying? If this don't work, people like me are going to be, making a lot of noise. Havertz up top, Jorginho double pivot, but fair play to him, man. Even when Martinelli came off, I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? And then Trossard scores, and I'm like, you know what? Shut your mouth, put it on the green screen, and just keep. I've been walking around like this all day. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's good. It's a good day, bro.
It was perfect. I can't lie. Arteta did everything perfect, and that was with injuries, bro. I can't all the talk is about Liverpool's injuries, and they've got a lot. But if we're looking at the first team, they've got maybe one more than us that you could argue, because essentially Timber's a first team Arsenal player.
Yeah.
We know that. Partey and Jesus were two players that last year we would have said without them, we ain't got a chance against Liverpool.
Yeah.
We were missing both of them. So that's three, in my opinion, big players that we were missing. Obviously, Liverpool, Salah, their biggest, probably, well, attacking wise, definitely. Szoboszlai,
Yeah.
Trent just returned from injury. They were missing one more. Who was it?
Robertson was on the bench, wasn't he, as well? Left
Who?
back. Robertson, he was on the bench.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Endo, but I don't know whether he would.
If we're saying Endo, we're saying Tomiyasu, bro. So
Yeah. So we don't need to say that. They're missing three.
Yeah, we both had a few injuries, bro, and we pulled it out. I can't lie, Arteta did his thing, because this was a big game for him as well, like, as a manager, because I do feel obviously the players have let him down in front of goal during that poor period, but he also banked a lot on these players, and they let him down during that Christmas period. That one winning 7 overall, they let him down. He let us down. It's all swings and roundabouts. But this was the one where if we lost it, if we drew it, especially drew it after conceding the way we conceded, bro, the way we conceded that goal, I'm going to get onto it in a sec, but the way we conceded that goal was mad. That first 45 minutes or 44 and a half minutes, whatever it was up until we conceded, it was flawless, bro. I was looking at Jorginho like, yo, maybe this guy is a good midfielder after all. Like, because I just thought he's a stopgap signing. I thought, he'll come in and do a job here and there. But that was one of the best 45 minutes I've seen from an Arsenal midfield. It's up there with Declan Rice's many 45 minutes we've seen this season. But let's say outside of Declan Rice as a midfielder, that was up there with a lot of Thomas Partey's performances over the last couple of years as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with Jorginho, he suits certain games, don't he? And if you dominate the ball and, you can get the best out of him. I don't think Liverpool asked him many questions defensively, really. I thought Gravenberch was poor. Jones didn't do much, and I just thought his maturity next to Declan Rice, I felt it freed up Rice a little bit. 'Cause Rice hasn't been at his very best the last 2 or 3 games. I just think what I liked about Jorginho is passing the ball forward quickly. I've always said he's a bit El Neni-ish in that he just keeps it sideways. I'm like, that ain't going to affect no one. But I've seen the guy splitting their back four open. So, listen, for all the criticism, you look at the guy's CV. He's won the Euros. He's won the Europa League. He's had a great career. So there has to be quality there. And I remember just before Rice signed for Arsenal, he did an interview where he was talking about Jorginho and how good he is and how he tried to learn from him.
Rice said that.
Yeah, Rice said he's one of these players. He was asked in an interview about a player that's kind of underrated, and he was saying Jorginho. He said as a young midfielder, I really try and learn off him, the angles and the way he keeps the ball. And he said it's very hard to get to him when you play against him. So he knows, and you could see after the game, the camaraderie, they've got a real, it looks like they really get on well. So listen, a few weeks ago, I'm saying, this guy, get him out. Now I'm like, yo, they're saying he's probably going to get a 1-year extension. He could probably take that El Neni role next season.
Yeah.
El Neni goes, you sign a new midfielder, or 2 if Partey goes.
I'm with you. Listen, situations and circumstances change. A week ago, 3-4 days, when we done our last stream, it was before that Arteta press conference. I would have not even touted the idea of keeping Jorginho. But 3 days later, Partey suffers another setback. Now, obviously, when I'm thinking about midfield plans in the summer, I want another CM. What type of CM that is, it depends on Mikel Arteta. But I need another CM, whether it's a double pivot or not, because Partey has been a letdown more often than not. But this most recent one, when he's on the cusp of return, leads me to believe he ain't got a part to play in this squad moving forward from the summer. So it's time to let Thomas Partey go. Emile Smith-Rowe's got a crucial 3 months ahead of him because it's make or break for him. It might be time to let him go. El Nene, don't extend the year. So that's already 3 midfielders we're essentially looking at moving on already. So we're gonna need to keep one. We're gonna need to keep one, and I think Jorginho is probably the one to keep. Looking at it now, unless Partey comes back and plays the last 10, 15 games of the season injury-free, and, we kick on and we go win the league, or we finish just a point behind or goal difference, whatever, then I might say, let Partey see out his contract. But buy the CM, like buy a CM, buy a striker, and then you can give these man 15 to 20 games. Jesus and Partey, protect them a little bit more. When you need them, you call on them. But it doesn't look like he's gonna do that, bro.
No, it doesn't, man. It's a real shame with Partey because I think he's a game changer with us if he's fit and available. We saw that last year, but we've been here before, man. You know, we've seen Diaby's, Rosicki's, Cazorla's, Wilshire's, great players. We hung on to them because of their talent. And in the end, you've got to give up on them. I mean, the question I'm asking now is, you know, Gabriel Jesus, I think we've almost got to have a similar conversation. I know we're quite early into his time, but 18 months in now, what is that? The third, fourth time is the same knee injury. I'm like,
this season is the fourth time, no?
Fourth, yeah. And then obviously 3 months last year, he had the operation. He had a mini operation in the summer.
Yeah,
I think you've got to either downgrade Jesus to a squad player, play him up front sometimes, use him out wide, rotate him, or you move him on. But you know, I can't see them selling Eddie and selling Jesus, then having to buy two strikers. So I think Jesus will stay beyond the summer. Maybe Eddie gets moved on, but Jesus a worry, man.
He's a worry, but in my opinion, it should also help force the hand of Mikel or the people that's kind of, I don't know who. I'll put it on Mikel, especially with Eddie, but you know there might be other strings attached to why we haven't, you know, bought the Vlahovic type of striker in that apparently we was interested in 2 years ago. So this might be the, you know, the blessing in disguise that you know we look back in a couple of years and Jesus then becomes a great rotation option, our 12th man, the guy that can come in for Saka, the guy that can come in on the left, the guy that can come up top if he you know, if we need him to against a certain level of opposition, but he's not playing 30 games. He's not expected to play the majority of the season. And we've got a striker that comes in, plays the majority, does the hard graft, and he gets the goals for us. And Eddie, I mean, you know what I think about Eddie already. So it's not this one's not quite a Partey situation where it's done for him if he doesn't come back and play at least 10, 15, you know, a few games in a row for us, 10 minimum. With Jesus, I look at it as, all right, you've had a big knee injury. It's expected that in the first 2 years after a knee injury, it's going to flare up a few times. That's always expected. But it's also a worry that you got to preemptively sort out, if that makes sense, because we've done it too many times where we're hoping, and it's cost us in seasons, whether it's top 4 battles or whether it's trying to get Europa League or whether it's, you know, trying to get a title. Injuries have cost us, and that's something that we have to now preemptively. We cannot go into next. There's no chance in hell we're going into next season with Jesus and Eddie, our only striking options, or if you even include Havertz in that, there's no way in hell that can happen.
No, I do believe they're going to buy a striker. I think it's just a case of who they go for. I think Eddie will go. This summer. I think reluctantly Arteta will let him go. It's hard to get rid of him because as a player, why would he want to leave that contract? You know, it's a dangerous situation for him. You see Rob Holding, you know, his career, he could end up in the Championship next year. Palace talking about releasing him. I think Eddie's obviously more established than that, so he'll be all right. But, you know,
Palace. Don't think too soon.
Yeah, you know, you don't know. He could go somewhere else, really struggle. So it's just a case of who the striker is. And I think this summer there's a lot of options. I know we've spoke about it before. Like who would your
I look at yesterday, and I've, you know, obviously even I look at Toney, who is not my preferred option, but even with a Toney, I think not just yesterday, but Brighton or West Ham or Aston Villa, I look at certain moments and situation, and I think Toney bags in this game without a shadow of a doubt. Probably bags a couple without a shadow of a doubt. So even an Ivan Toney, I would take it, but I'd have my doubts. I can't lie. If we bought in Toney, I'd have my doubts about. Toney wouldn't be the difference maker between me going into a season saying we're gonna, you know, I expect to compete or I expect to win the league title. He ain't the difference between that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. The thing is, I mean, how many strikers would give you that belief, and how many of them can we get? Because I don't think Osimhen is. I don't know with him either.
You're right.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I look at yesterday? Obviously, Havertz yesterday played up front, and it was a bit of a mixed bag with him. But the one thing that I felt he did, he was a nuisance. I think because he had a little bit of presence and he did get in the penalty area. Listen, he's finishing. If Saka doesn't score the rebound again, we're having a different conversation.
Of course.
He saved him. But I just felt a bit of physicality up there. He ruffled a few feathers. He's arguing with Van Dijk, got Konate sent off. He's arguing with the linesman. I think Jesus is a great footballer, but obviously physically he's not as imposing. So for me, I've always felt like Toney is the one. And it's not me saying he's world class, because I don't think he is. I just think he's got what we need, and the finances will play into our hands as well. You know, we don't need to spend 100 million on him. He's also English, so if we get rid of an Nketiah or get rid of a Ramsdale or a Smith Rowe, he touches on the English quota as well. Osimhen just looks to me like, you know, it's going to be a very expensive deal. You're talking over 100 to sign him, huge wages, big signing on fee. He's twerking for Chelsea online, which I don't like that. You know, I want a player that wants to be at Arsenal. Toney openly said he wants to be there.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know you said Openda. I like him as well.
Good player. He's another one that I'm not going to say, you know, guarantees anything. You're right. No one guarantees something. But you know what it is? If Toney comes in and does what he should, like, let's say Toney comes in the summer and does what he should do.
Yeah.
I still then don't think 100% we win a league title. But with Osimhen, I think if he comes in and does what he should do, we win a league title. But you're still right with what you're saying. Neither, like, there's doubts about Osimhen too. Even though this season, obviously the goals have dried up in comparison to last season, but his work off the ball and that side of the game, it suits Arteta to a T. And when he does get a chance, listen, he does miss chances, but he's someone that goes for it. Openda's another one like that. Even that Jimenez guy, who I don't really know much about. I know people say he's slow and whatnot, but he's a shooter, and that's kind of what we need. But none of these, apart from Osimhen, none of these I could say that if they come and do what they should do, will win the league. Whereas Osimhen's the only one I say if he comes and does what he should do. I guess because what he should do is what he done at Napoli is the benchmark. But then people might argue if Toney comes in and does what he did at Brentford last year, 20 goals, then we do win the league. But what happens with penalties? I mean, Toney would be the best penalty taker if he comes to the club, in my opinion. But does he automatically get them?
Because who's our taker? It's like Saka and Odegaard maybe rotate. Saka usually.
No. This season it has been kind of a rotate. Saka, Odegaard, then they gave the present to Havertz. And then
Do you know what it is? I look at it like this year. We're 2 points off the top of the league. And Jesus this season has got 4 goals in the Premier League. So to me, I look at like, even if Toney at the moment had 12, 13 goals for Arsenal, half a season in, played every game,
we're top of the league.
We're top of the league. And we're a few points clear as well, by the way, if you turn that 4 goals into 12 goals.
Yeah.
I look at chances like that Havertz one yesterday. He's bagging that. He's scoring 100%. That. He's slotting 100%. That in. Do you know what I mean? So I think whatever striker we want, we can all agree that Arsenal have options this summer. If they want Jimenez, a bit of an unknown quantity. If they want Toney, Premier League proven. If you want to really go big, you can get Osimhen, release clause. You can maybe go for something else. I mean, Ollie Watkins. I mean, I don't know. There's a good 5 strikers out there they could buy that have got better goal records than Jesus. So there's definitely no excuse.
Has Watkins changed your mind, actually? Because that's a name that I haven't even thought about recently. But
I've always
if it was Toney Watkins, it's both 70 mil. Toney.
You know what it is? I just think he's got that chip on his shoulder, and some people don't like that. But I think sometimes you need that. You know, like everyone moan. Well, not everyone. You know that free kick the other week against Forest. I love that. I love that. 100%. I love 100%. That, bro. Ref turned his back. Let me move it, scoop up the front, put it there, whip it in the corner. Watkins having a good season. I got to be honest, he's better than I thought he was. But
same.
I'm not sure with, like, how you just said, that's how I feel about him. I'm like, I don't really know if he's kind of at the level he should be at, or whether he can go Champions League. He's a good player. Listen, I think he'd score goals. He's a big Arsenal fan as well. But I just, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I want Toney over Watkins. I
Most
like
of the chat.
Dime says it. It's got that righty vibe about him, man.
I get that, and that can be a difference maker between a good player and a great player, or a great player and a legend, and so on.
Yeah,
That sort of chip on the shoulder, that sort of mentality, the siege mentality that Pep
yeah,
uses often across his clubs as well. Most of the chat are saying Tony as well. People are saying, listen, Watkins got it's a double. I use American term for that. He's already on a double in the Premier League. I think it's 11 goals, 10 assists. Is that what Watkins
yeah.
is on?
I think he is. Yeah,
Mad.
he's having a good season.
Mad.
So,
Unai Emery, who would have thought? I'm actually glad
yeah,
he's building his name back up again, because I did like him. It just didn't work out at the end with us. But yeah, they just
I respect. You got to respect him. What he's doing at Villa is incredible, man. They were in a relegation battle a
bro.
year ago. He's challenging for top 4.
Like, I remember when Newcastle first went for him. I understood why. Like that was the first manager
Yeah,
they went for when the money came in, and a lot of people said, "Why Emery? Like that's not." And I know Eddie Howe's gone in and done well, but obviously
yeah,
Unai Emery, you're looking at him now thinking, even Newcastle probably looking at him thinking, they'd take him now to kick on from Eddie Howe.
yeah, yeah. You're right with that. I mean, Ash
Like,
there said Tony's
yeah, man.
already on 2 goals. Jesus has 4. The man was banned for 6 months. He probably bagged tonight as well against Man City. You know what I mean?
Bro, you know what? You're not wrong. You know, he might bag a double tonight, and that's it. He's matched up the tally.
You know what I mean? In 3 games.
Let me
Oh
ask you
man.
something. I want to go back to it because I don't really want to be talking about his name too often this show, but well, we always talk about it often because he's the highest paid player and one of our summer signings. But on the player ratings,
I saw it.
me and Robbie just had a comedic disagreement about it. I don't know why it was called heated, but it was comedic.
Mm,
I gave him a 5. Robbie said more a 7, 8, and to be honest, as expected, the online world and comment section I tend to are battering me on my belief that it's a 5, saying I'm too harsh. But you know what? Actually, before we continue, I'm gonna hold my hands up because I have rewatched most of the match and I've delved
mm,
into and I did say it's different watching the game in person to watching it on TV. Even Curtis earlier mentioning the whole arguing Van Dijk and the moments of Konate or the ref and so on. You don't really see them if you're watching
yeah.
the game. You might catch a glimpse, but you don't see it. So I've saw all of that now, and I kind of understand some of the perception that 5 was harsh. So I'm gonna say 6, and I think I'm being very fair there with saying a 6. But what would you give him? Any more than that, or am I still being harsh?
I did player ratings today on the stream. I had 6.5 written down. The community was voting a 7, but I think I have to credit what he did because he did lead the line well, in my opinion. I think where the criticism obviously comes from is the end product. As a striker, you're judged on end product at the end of the day. You missed the best chance of the game, really. You know what I mean? Clear one-on-one. You're one-on-one with a keeper, you're expected to score. You look at the finish, it's not like Alisson's at full stretch. He basically hits him in the chest.
Kind of
You know what I
scuffs
mean?
it, isn't it?
Yeah, there was no conviction in it. But I think, to be honest, the bar's very low with him at the moment. So obviously, as fans, we're trying to build him up. We're trying to find positives in what he was doing. And as I said, he brought nuisance value, man. That was the best we were going to get out of him yesterday. He ruffled a few feathers, got Konate sent off. You know, it was more the dark arts that I'm praising him for. I don't think his performance in a footballing sense was that amazing. He wasn't
Yeah,
splitting the defense open. He wasn't running them ragged. I felt Van Dijk and Konate had solid games. I know Konate got sent off, but they. So I think, yeah, I think a 6.5. You know, he led the line. He did bring something that he played better
yeah,
than I expected. But again, same as the Community Shield, caused problems. Should have scored against Liverpool in the cup. Should have scored yesterday. Should have scored. And for 65 million, that's what you want from him to
yeah.
hit the back of the net. There's an
That's
improvement, but we still need more.
what I'm saying. That there's a worry, and people think that I'm one that doesn't change my mind. I've shown quite often over the years that
Yeah.
I'm well open to changing my mind. I did it with Xhaka,
Yeah.
did it with Arteta. I've done it over. I can't remember any more examples, but that's 2 big examples. So I'm very willing and hope I do the same thing for Havertz.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wouldn't be happy waiting 5 years for it like I did Xhaka, because in the end, then people turn around and say, "See, no, not C, bro. If you have 1, 2 good seasons out of 6, 7, that's not C." You
Yeah.
know. So I don't want that sort of scenario. I'm well open to it changing, but like you said, the bar is low. Yeah, the standards in terms of expectation is low. But me personally, yeah, when I first started doing YouTube, there was two things I was pretty much known for. Onto the owners, which we continue to talk about today. Ozil 350k was something that used to come out my mouth a lot. Ozil 350k damaged the club hard, and Ozil is a different planet of player to Kai Havertz, and it caused damage. He wasn't worth it, even though he was on another planet, and it didn't work out. Financially hindered us, and our wage structure kind of went to shit following. Aubameyang, he was a star player. He deserved the contract at the time after what he did up until that contract. He got that contract. He fell off. It hindered us financially. So our last two big boy contracts in terms of star player contracts, they haven't gone well. So and it's not just it hasn't gone well on the pitch and then we sell them and replace them. No, it's hindered us for years. We're not Man City, we're not Chelsea, where we're going to write something off and go again straight away. So the worry in the back of my mind is that this deal is going to hinder us for years. And now we're setting the bar so low in terms of expectation that Konate's mistake is Havertz's praise.
I get you.
To get it, it's like, when did we start doing that? When is a red card all of a sudden the positive? Like it's mad. It's mad. A red card is a mistake by that player more often than not. More often than not, it's a mistake. And it was a Konate mistake. Now, don't get me wrong. Havertz put himself about. I read things like he puts his body on the line for the club. I don't think he was around in the 90s and early 2000s to see players putting their body on line for football. Yeah. He puts himself about, yes, but for 65 M's and 275k, I'm gonna need more, my brother, and I'm gonna need it real soon. I'm gonna need it real soon. Like FFP's already knocking at the door in January, so look, it's not the time for thumbs up. In fact, does it do it the other way? It doesn't even do it the other way, bro.
It don't work when I do it, you know. What's going on? Anyway, you've done the thumbs down. Do you know what? Like, I'm with you on that, bro, because, like you said, when we make a massive financial mistake, it goes on and on and on. And you've seen with Pepe, 3 million for at the time the record buy. Ozil was a big problem, got paid off, and Aubameyang. With Havertz, as a fan, you don't see no escape plan for the club if they decide in a year's time this really hasn't worked. What do you do with him? No one's buying him in Germany on that wage unless it's Bayern, and they didn't pursue the deal in the summer, so they're not
because of wages.
Because of wages, they gave that wage to Harry Kane, who is a world-class player. So you're looking at it, unless a Saudi club takes him, and I doubt at his age he's going to want to go to Saudi. There's nothing there apart from a loan where somebody takes part of the wages. So I'm with you on that. You know, I'm with you. You expect the highest paid player to be one of the best players at the club, and he's not even in the top. I don't know how many. You know, you'd put 10 players ahead of him.
Bro, when you deep it, we signed Pepe. They signed Havertz. Pepe, in my opinion, has had as good as output-wise, not worse. Obviously, Kai Champions League final goal is different levels, but in terms of output over the longevity of the deal, I'd say Pepe was no worse than Havertz. Havertz probably no worse than Pepe. Both didn't live up to 70 million price tag. Pepe, loan, leaves free. Like he's done. He's done. His contract is probably worth a third of what it was at Arsenal, and he's on the decline, and he ain't gonna, make it to that level again in terms of eyes. Along the way, Havertz, the same trajectory in terms of 70 million signing and not performing on the pitch. He somehow gets a 65 million move, and not only that, he gets the same money he was on at Chelsea. That tells me that with Bayern or with maybe supposed Real Madrid interest, that's what people are saying, supposed. If Real Madrid are interested or Bayern are interested, then they'll get their man more often than not if they really want him. With Havertz, it must have been the wages thing because Arsenal have paid the same wages as Chelsea. I'd assume that Arsenal went in with lower wages too. We paid the same wages. That means he wants big money. I want big performances. Not a fucking, not a foul against. And then you're going to tell me, bro, man, I'm saying foul against, Bro, nah.
Expected fouls against, man. The game's changed, bro. I'm telling you. Do you know what it is for me? I think what Arsenal have got to do with Havertz is just turn him into a squad player where we're not focusing on him. Like, if you look at the bench and you go, okay, we've got Trossard, we've got Havertz, we've got Smith Rowe. Let's say Jesus ends up on the bench if we sign Toney. At least you're going to look at some names and go, well, he might be able to get me a goal. He can have some influence, blah, blah, blah. I think that's the best way to use him going forward, because in midfield, I've never, ever had the belief that he was the Xhaka replacement. I just don't think he's got that. He doesn't play like a midfielder in the Premier League. You know, he doesn't take the ball on the half turn. He's too passive. I think up front, his game's much simpler. Just try and hold it up, try and link up, try and get on the end of something, see if you can finish. So I think, listen, if we want to be a big club and be back to the top, you know, Man City have got £60 million players on the bench. Liverpool have got, you know, Darwin was on the bench yesterday, £70 million, and they've had other players. So I think he's by the end of the season, he's just got to realise what he is, and don't cut off your nose to spite your face. He's not the answer, and just use him as a squad player. I think that's all you can do with him moving forward.
I do. You know what? I do want to move forward from this combo, but
I
don't see any clubs paying squad players 250k like that anyway. Like that. Like it's not common, let alone Arsenal to do it. So if he doesn't work out in the first team, he's not gonna. In my opinion, it won't work out, because financially we're not that club to be able to. You know, even Nunes, he was what, 70 mil or something pounds.
Yeah,
I don't think he's on anywhere close to 275. He's probably on 150, maybe close to 100. I don't know, around that. So, like, fee is one thing, wages are another, and the wages should dictate your place in the team, in my opinion. That's what football's turned into. It's not pocket watching, or it's not accountancy like people used to say with us. If you're the highest paid player, you should be the best, you know, on the team at the very least, one of the best. But yeah, let's move, because it is a more positive conversation. I just wanted to touch in on that because it sparked a lot of debate. Saka goal, Martinelli goal. To be honest, it was gifted to him though. More Alisson than Van Dijk for me.
Definitely. I think where Liverpool fans were criticising Van Dijk, he could have headed the first pass. He kind of let it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he's so calm. He's just like, I'm going to let this bounce. I know I'm going to hold Martinelli off, and then I'll figure it out. And then all of a sudden, Alisson's right in front of him. I don't know what the hell Alisson was doing. He come out doing some mad. I thought he was doing that. Remember when Giroud scored at Bournemouth? He started doing that stupid celebration. Yeah, scorpion thing. I thought Alisson was doing that.
It was actually like the celebration.
I said, "Bro, what's Alisson doing, man?" That was terrible. But you know what, man? Just speaking on Martinelli, because, you know, he's a player. I know me and you we both like Martinelli a lot. I thought yesterday was brilliant, man.
Yeah.
I know Trent's not fully fit, but he cooked Trent, and then Konate was basically babysitting Trent on the right hand side because he knew that he couldn't live with him, and I thought it was brilliant, man.
And Konate, listen, Konate didn't have a great game. He didn't have a terrible game, but Konate against Martinelli. This one was a lot more 50-50 than the last one. The last one, Konate pretty much nullified. But this one here, it's like Martinelli thought, I'm up for this one. You know, Trent wasn't up for it, so Konate moved over, and Martinelli was still finding success, especially that first half. That was our outlet.
I think the thing, man, them big centre-backs, there's nothing worse than getting dragged out into like a fullback situation against some quick winger. I couldn't believe how high Liverpool were defending. Like, they was on the halfway line. I'm like, you're just begging for the counter-attack. And obviously with Martinelli's pace, he was able to use it. So I thought he had a great game yesterday. And as I've been saying, man, when Arteta took him off, I felt he'd made the wrong decision, because I thought Saka should have come off. Saka lost the ball way too many times for me. And I thought, you know what, be brave and take him off. And I think Martinelli had that look on his face like, bro, come on, I've just scored. I'm enjoying this. Don't take me off. But it worked. So, you know, fair play to him. But we need Martinelli in form. And just the thing with Martinelli is, when there's not a lot of space is when I question him. You know, sometimes he doesn't think enough, lift his head up. When he's got space to run into, he's lethal. So, but no, it was a great performance.
There's something about South American players as well, because both Diaz and Martinelli's goals, not Diaz's goal, so many South American players have that never give up attitude. Like, if a defender shielding it away, or if don't give up, nip at their heels, get onto them. Those 2 goals are Suarez used to score a bag of them type of goals. It's just there's something about South American player not giving up, and Martinelli's got that in him.
He has.
And be very, this is very different to Saka. When people used to ask me whose ceiling was high, I used to say Martinelli's. I don't know anymore because obviously Saka, even in poor performances, his output is still strong. He's kicked on more this season for me than Martinelli. But that performance from Martinelli, I mean, it's not his first big performance in a big game either, Martinelli. I mean, he doesn't shy away. And this time he was vexed about coming off. This time, like, usually he doesn't mind. Usually he just takes it on the chin. But this time, the look on his face, I won't say he's vexed with Mikel. It felt like he'd had unfinished business on that pitch. He felt like he could have got another goal, or he could have contributed to another goal or so on. But Trossard comes on and does his thing.
Yeah, I think just quickly on Martinelli, he knew like Trent got dragged as well, wasn't fully fit. He's been dragged. Konate was already on a yellow card, and I think they moved Gomez to the right and brought Robertson on. So he's thinking, I'm making these man sub people off. That, you know, Gomez was on a yellow as well. So he's thinking, I've got this guy, man, and you're taking me off now when I'm in the zone. But listen, it worked, and I think it's good that we have that debate, who's better, Saka or Martinelli, because it means we've got 2 very good players. It's just your preference, what style you prefer, what kind of player you prefer watching. Both young, both contracted. So, yeah, man. And that South American thing, like you said, you know, Suarez, I think Alexis Sanchez, Tevez, they've all got that same thing, aren't they? You know, they hunt the ball.
Messi, yeah. He's the best example of them all. You know what? Let me get some super chats in. I'm going to continue to flow the conversation anyway, because we've got about 9 super chats here saved. I thought, let me get them in before they pile up. Faisal says the CT scan, a good shout. Back in it, lads. You know what? The CT scan is actually a very good name, but I'm stuck on the OGs now. But I think the CT scan could become a segment of the OGs. I think we're going to do pre-recorded bits of content as well.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna write that name down, Faisal, because that is a good name, CT scan. I think that's a little segment in the making. Or move Martinelli to striker and get a winger, says Carl. I'm not 100% sold on Martinelli up front. To, you know, I'd be interested to see it, but I don't know. Okay, so do you think that's natural progression for him, or?
I wouldn't mind seeing him there and see how it goes, but I just can't see Arteta doing it. You know, he'd have done it by now, surely. Obviously, maybe he doesn't think he's got the all-round game, but he's got the pace to worry people.
But I think because we play quite slow now. Well, recent games aside, I mean, we've started seeing us one-on-one with goalkeepers again or defenders again, but majority of the season, that pace of striker that plays in behind, it doesn't really work hand in hand.
Yeah.
Hype says, finally caught a live of this show. Big up for the 2 best in the business. Come on, my brother.
Big up,
come on. Love for that super chat, my guy. Cole the Mystified says, boiled, cooked, baked, smoked, fried bun. We set the blueprint for how every other team in the Prem must send Klopp into retirement. Fire level set. Come on. But it'll actually be interesting to see how Liverpool bounce back from that as well, because it's the first big blow since that big news. You know, it's because since that big news, albeit a couple games, Liverpool really like banging in goals, left, right, center. The vibes was there. Chelsea smoked. It felt like, you know, that they're gonna pick up, build on it, but we've well and truly put a stop to that. Chaitanya says, big up, lads. I'm concerned about Jesus. I'd sell him. He's not good enough to be our main 9 and too injury prone to be a backup or right winger. No, we talked about that earlier, but would he be injury prone if he's not relied upon as much? That's the question I have. And we've got to sell Eddie before we sell Jesus. That's just something we must.
Yeah.
Osimhen says, original Gunners is a cold name for real. Come on. Of course, talking about the match today, but I think it'd be elite content if you 2 did a stream about music during the international break. 100%. I always talk to Tobes about, you know, doing music content as well. So Curtis, it makes sense too, because we've got similar tastes, similar eras. So 100%, it's something we can do. Obviously, with YouTube and the whole copyright stuff, it's difficult to be able to implement some of the music and give people a taste of what we like or what we grew up on, which I'd like to do as well. But there's definitely something we can do music related for sure. So I'd like it to be interactive. Certain times you're talking about it, but you'd like to play it or play a lyric from the. You can't.
I don't know on Twitch. I don't know Twitch. Sometimes I see them playing music. I don't know if it's a bit different on there.
Twitch.
Yeah, I think you can play music on there.
Yeah, I think you can. I
People
think you
playing
can.
it as well. Yeah.
Might have to do that, We might have to just break
Mm,
off and do something like that.
yeah.
Aaron says that goal at the end of the first half was so frustrating. And I said to my bro when we went in at halftime that could flip this game. But credit to the players for that second half and credit to Mikel. We haven't even touched in on that goal yet, Curtis. But Saliba, what you just described with the Van Dijk thing, with the overconfidence, letting the ball bounce, a bit of that for Saliba, I think, as well. I think he just thought, listen, I'm bigger than him, I'm stronger than him, I'm going to move to him, and I'm just going to see this to, those ones where the keeper then picks up the ball, the fans are like, gets in, and then he just feels like a soldier. He thought he was having that moment, but Diaz got him, something he has to learn off.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of debate online. Whose fault is it? Listen, managers will always tell you the person in control of the situation he's the one to blame, and he had the ball. So, yeah, he's looking for Raya to get the ball, and I expected Raya, it's 7 yards out. He should have come and got it, but obviously he was on his heels, and Saliba should have probably just cleared it and then maybe have an argument afterwards. But, yeah, if you look at it back, as he's holding him off and he's got his arm out, like Diaz kind of wraps his right arm around Saliba's arm, which kind of enables him to like stick his leg round to just, flick it away. And then, it hits his arm. So Saliba will learn from that. It's not the end of the
100%.
world, man. It's, It's defenders make mistakes. We got away with it. So we move.
100%. A few more here before we move on. Texas Cannon says, if you are Trossard, are you happy with your role, or do you want to maybe move on in the summer? He's too talented not to start with a team somewhere. I'll let you start with this one, Curtis.
Trossard. Listen, I think Trossard is a fantastic player, by the way. Like, technically, he's as good as anybody at the football club. But listen, this is the biggest club he's been at in his career. It's the pinnacle of his career. He's in the Champions League, he's in a title race. He's 29 years of age. I don't see what top club would come to Arsenal, pay a big fee, and play him. But I think he doesn't look like he's got a problem with the role that he's got. He'll get a lot of football. So
100%. I'm with you, man. I mean, thinking about big clubs coming in for him, I don't think City or Liverpool coming for him.
Nah.
That's title challenges out the way. Chelsea United are two that could one day, or they just do madness sometimes. But I think Trossard, listen, even if you're the 12th man in a title-winning side, the 12th man in a great side, you become a legend. You become remembered.
Yeah,
and I think that's probably the stage of the career he's at. I think Belgium been a letdown in this era. He's probably been better than the level he has been playing at throughout his career in terms of club football. He's finally got the recognition at Brighton, moving on to Arsenal. He's primed. Like, look at Wiltord, for example. Wiltord was never above. Wiltord's name, I'll never forget. Edu, our technical, whatever he is now. He's someone that was a bit part role in a great side. So I don't see him moving on, man. He must be happy with his role, and he gets quite a lot of minutes. It wasn't that long ago that he was.
Yeah, man. 5 goals this week. 5 goals in the league. He's got more than Jesus.
Yeah. What's that? 5 for Eddie, 5 for Trossard, 8 for Saka, isn't it? Saka's on 8.
I think it's 8 for Saka. He's top scorer, yeah.
Yeah. Big up, Ricky. Hope you're good, my brother. Big up, guys. Don't want to be a buzzkill, but practical, hence asking. If given a choice, would you swap this result with the FA Cup loss? No.
Yeah, I agree. I would say no. We need the title race, man. Like, I love the FA Cup, but that wouldn't solve our problems. We need that title.
And neither win guarantees you a trophy anyway. So it's not like that's the question. So yeah, I'll take the one that keeps us in the title race, right? But that's if you give us a choice. It's hindsight 2020 and all that. Sadiq says, big up Turkish and Curtis. We needed this win to get back the confidence. We now have to be consistent. Turkish, I saw your Insta post, Uncle Grizz. That was my Twitter post, actually. It just got put on Insta by Big Up Skullfuggery, the creative director for the Big Six. But yeah, I was meant to see Grizz after the show, but it didn't happen.
Big Six tonight, yeah? Big Six, what time?
10:30, bro. 10:30.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we will be there, don't worry.
Trust me, 100.
I mean,
big win. It's been a little
actually,
while.
Man. What? Tottenham dropped points, Liverpool lost, Chelsea got smoked.
Cunha hat-trick. What?
Oh, jeez. And if City, man, you never know. Ivan Toney might add to that tonight as well, you
Oh,
know.
that would be the that would
Oh,
be the well, that would be the salt on
yeah,
the whole
yeah,
Big Six,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. I hope that
Big up
happens.
big up Dadbod 94. He said, love that midfield. Rice and Jorginho work well together. Hope to see that more in the rest of the season. Appreciate all the content. Come on, you Gunners. Hashtag Florida. Big up. Big
There
up,
you go.
Dadbod. Come on. Hope you're well, my brother. Big up everyone in Florida as well. We met a lot of them out there a couple years back. Last one from Jack saying, big up, fellas. Some boy is Martinelli at times. Wait. Some boy Martinelli is at times. I think you're bigging up Martinelli there, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah.
Either way, big up Jack, man. Big up Jack. Hit the like button, people. I haven't
Mm.
checked how many likes we're on, but hopefully we can get to 1,000 or close to 1,000 before the show ends. We've got 1.6K in the building, so we're already past 500 likes.
Oh.
Majority, we talked about the first half. We talked about the Martinelli. We talked about Trossard as well. What about the end of the match? Because that seemed to be a big talking point for most of these pundits. The celebrate, and obviously me, I didn't see none of this till after my interviews, after everything, because I'm
You
celebrating
left.
myself in the stands. I go in, grab a drink, wait to do my interview. I don't check my phone to see clips and all of that. Then on the way back to my car, I'm just looking and seeing Twitter's blowing up. Jamie Carragher's flipping. I see Odegaard with a camera. I see our cameraman like this. I'm just thinking, what's going on?
I mean, listen, man. I think people have to understand football's changed, man. Like the reason we're making content and talking about things every day is because we want things to happen. I want to see players celebrating, managers celebrating. You know, we're looking for. Do we want a cardboard sport where no one shows any personality and press
Mm-hmm.
conferences are just boring answers? Like, you won the game, you're happy. It's social media. It's a different society, man. Maybe Wrighty and Roy Keane and maybe they wouldn't have done all this. You know, they're different mindset. But I think personally, it's great, man. Like, enjoy the victory. Yeah, listen, if we don't win the league, they're gonna throw it back at us. We know that. When Arteta went to Dubai, done the gold stake. Anytime we lose, they're going to throw that back at us. But, you know, take it, enjoy it. I don't see the problem. The biggest thing for me was Graham Souness, who, you know, can be a miserable guy at times.
Yeah.
Even he was on the radio today saying, what's the problem? They won a
Yeah.
game of football. He goes, when Jurgen Klopp's, you know, fist pumping and running up the line like Usain Bolt,
No one's
nobody
saying
says
shit.
anything. Arteta's showing a bit of personality. Odegaard having a laugh, and let them enjoy themselves, man. It's an Arsenal problem. I never hear this with Man United or Liverpool or Tottenham, but when it's Arsenal, everyone's crying, man. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
I want them to not like us. It means we're doing something.
I'm with you on that. 100%. I'm with you on that. Just I do want them to remain focused and get the job done. But I'm with you. I mean, football gone too soft like in the last 10 years. Like last 10 years, everyone's friends. And even when Saka did the dart celebration, it came out, oh, they're friends. That's why they're doing. No, fuck all of that. On the pitch, you're not friends. In 90 minutes, you're not friends. And to be honest, you're not flat. One was raised somewhere, one was raised. How are you friends? Like this whole world, everything is friends. Like it just doesn't work like that. A bit of rivalry. I like the whole Mope thing. I like the Garnacho kudos thing. I like that. What this one, and even with Arteta doing the whole Klopp thing to the crowd, it's a shame it's Klopp's last game because I would have liked to see the return to see if there was a bit of bite back from Klopp for that. But the players will still be there, so the players will remember that we did that, and it's in turn they'll get another chance to throw something back in our face. By the time we get that chance, if they're champions, then what we done yesterday meant nothing, means nothing. But if we're champions come the end of the season, the next time we play, then this is what football should be about. I mean, you said Roy Keane and they would have done it in a different way. They would have done it in a different way. Maybe not in a, CBBC take a camera out, all laughs and giggles way. But he would have done it in a. Well, Gary Neville, did they win the league that day that they beat Liverpool and he was just going mad with the badge? They didn't win the league that day. But you're caught up in the moment, you think you're going somewhere, it's your rivals. It happens. But I blame the people that click these links saying what they're saying because they love it. You think Carragher don't know what he's doing? Put in his DP as Odegaard and stuff.
Bro, let's be honest here. When we was growing up and we was younger, and anybody growing up, one of the best things about football is rivalry. right? We love rivalry. We love the Keane Vieira, Van Nistelrooy, Henry, whatever. The rivalry is one of the best parts of football. Back in the day, Keane and Vieira was basically having a fight on the pitch, but you can't do anything nowadays because of VAR.
Yeah.
You're going to get sent off. You're going to get banned. So you can't go and kick your opponent anymore. It's not how the game is. So the only way you can get to people is scoring, celebrating, rubbing it in their face. That's the only way you're going to build up a rivalry nowadays. Like you said, that Mope Madison thing the other day, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? A bit of dark arts. What, bro? You know what I mean? You've been relegated. Oh, you don't score. Next time they play each other, there's going to be a little something there. So for me, listen, how many times have we been to Anfield? Klopp's running up and down. Firmino was doing kung fu kick celebrations. Salah's pointing at the... We've had to hold all of these Liverpool celebrations. Like you said, I'm with you that don't lose focus. Don't, if you go to West Ham on Sunday and get beat, you're going to look a bit stupid. So you have put some pressure on your shoulders, but enjoy the win, man. You know what I mean? Make Liverpool stand there and watch you celebrate, man, because we've earned that win. So I'm all for it, man. Enjoy the victories, man. Rub it in. And that's the last time Klopp's going to be at the Emirates as Liverpool manager.
That's what great sides do. Like you said, what we can't do or what they can't do is go lose or drop points on Sunday, because you can see the fan base backing you down to two of the most pessimistic fans, you'd see online, we're here saying, listen, we love it, continue it. But what we won't love is doing that and then fucking up, because we've been there before. And some of these players that we've mentioned in terms of the greats, Vieira, Roy Keane, they used to give you something to back. They used to give you something to charge about. They used to give you something tangible to hold on to and support and fight with. They used to come with titles come the end of the season. That's what needs to happen with this bunch now. You've got the bite in you. You've got that maturity, which has come along, I think, this season in the way we play. You've got that youth. You've got all of what it takes to win it, but you haven't won it yet. So get over the line now. And then continue this, because we are the most hated. Bro, I done a video of 888 recently. I don't think I'm not even sure it's out yet, but I think we're the most hated club. Don't you? Or
yeah, I would say so. Definitely.
The reactions to our things, it goes mad online.
I think people know what they're doing. Like you said, I think if you're working in the media and you want to become relevant, you say something about Arsenal, because our fan base online are just prolific. You know what I mean? You say something dissing Arsenal, that you're going to get traction, and they know that. You look at Carragher, like you said, he put the Odegaard picture as his profile picture, and they're playing the game. It gets people on Sky because they want to see the interview, what he said. So I think they're playing the game, but I think Arsenal, obviously over the last decade, have become so big on social media with AFTV and all these, obviously a lot of other content creators. So I think, they just, but like I said, we don't need to be liked. Kevin Campbell says it when he comes on the show. He said, even under George Graham, nobody liked the Arsenal. They didn't like us because we're different. We're not the media lovey-dovey club. We're just a different club to any other club in my eyes. So listen, like I said, they laughed at us for a long time. You ain't winning trophies. Now they're vexed. So that tells me we're starting to irritate people. If we're irritating them, we're improving. So let's keep winding people up. That's where I'm at with it.
You're right. It does stretch back, because a lot of people will use fan channels and Twitter now to say, it's part and parcel of Arsenal fans themselves. And don't get it twisted. There's large portions of Arsenal fans online and in person that I'm embarrassed by at times as well. And I'm sure they'll say they're embarrassed by me too. It is what it is. But so I just sort of basically someone exactly said the same thing here. But yeah, back in the day, it was like, I remember Arsenal got no English players. Look at them. The media used to be onto us, and even when Wenger came in, like, there were shots about, he doesn't know the British way. I mean, even Ferguson said something along those lines, saying, the whole Japan, and the media didn't like us back then either. And then then Wenger brought in that certain level of arrogance, because he helped change the game early on, won a league title in his first full season. And then you have players like Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira and Dennis Bergkamp who take the absolute piss on the pitch, whether with the ball or without the ball. There was a certain level of arrogance. People didn't like that. People didn't like. Ferguson was the media darling them times, and
Yeah.
Wenger, which is weird to look back on now, because if you have a Wenger now and a Ferguson now, Wenger's the media darling. Like Wenger is, there's no comparison. But back then, like, people are too young to remember. Ferguson was the media. He was the one that he was the face. So Wenger came in as the snide French guy who managed in Japan, who's coming to change up the British game. All of that. We've been hated for a long time.
Yeah, and like you said, with Wenger, I was actually talking about this today. Wenger changed the game in this country, like you said. British football was, you play football, you go out, you drink 5 pints, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And that was the culture of English football. This guy was like, we're eating healthy. Like you said, a lot of other big clubs, they had English players were their top players, at other clubs, Beckham's, and, you can name loads, Paul Gascoigne.
Yeah,
he came in. French players were turning up. Henry's the main man. Vieira's the main man. I think we were the first team to have, was it 9 black players in a team? No English players. So he was doing things that would have upset, the apple cart in English football. He's playing a different style. He's bringing in a lot of foreign players, multicultural team.
Mm-hmm.
He's not massively into the media. His interviews are very, he's more like a scientist than a typical English football manager. So they were all kind of looking down their nose at Arsenal. And then obviously because of our success, they were like, oh, if you can't beat them, join them. Everyone started doing the same thing in terms of sports science and all that. So I think we're very much in our own category, which I actually like, to be honest. I don't mind it. And you even look in the media, you turn on the TV, how many Arsenal pundits are there on Sky? I think it's there's hardly any Arsenal pundits when you turn on the TV.
No, not like that. Not for what we are and who we are. You'd think there'd be a lot more.
Yeah. So listen, it's I don't mind, and obviously George Graham back in the day and all the stuff he was doing as well. So I think we were always looked at as that villain a little bit, but
it makes the win. It makes the win sweeter. And I know we haven't had a major trophy for a while, but even back in like 98, 02, 04, it made the wins a lot sweeter. That it was that siege mentality thing we had as well. Like, we didn't get the respect we deserved, we didn't get the love we deserved, but we did what we needed to do. If we win a major trophy, well, if it should be when we win a major trophy again, whether that's this season or next season, it's gonna be mad. Not just London as well. It's going to be mad in a few cities, a few areas, and the madness that will ensue if we win a major trophy, it's going to sicken generations to come. So we will continue being the most hated, because we are going to sicken people when we win a major. Bro, if we win Champions League, I might do a month live stream, bro.
I said to the missus, right, if we win the Prem, never mind the Champions League, if we win the Prem, it's hangover 4. I'm collecting the passport and the wallet, and you'll just see me when you see me. I'm traveling. I don't know where, bro. I'm telling you now. You win one of these.
Find Mr. Chow, bro. That's what we need to do. Find Mr. Chow. Hangover 4.
Find Mr. Chow. Go Vegas. You know what I mean, bro? Them titles back in the day at school, and you know what I'm saying. And yeah, man, they're good in school, bragging rights. But as a grown man, where you got some money in your pocket and you can. Nah, they don't want us to win a title. They'll have to ban me off social media, bro.
They're shadow bans.
I'll be like, yo, what's going on? I can't get online. They're gonna have to lock me off, bro. I'm telling you, I'll be a nightmare.
Oh, bro, it has to happen, bro. It has to happen whilst we're doing YouTube. Whilst I've still got energy in me to live it up. Yeah, Arsenal need to give us a major trophy again.
Bro, do you know what? Yeah, a few years ago, my son, right, he's into football. Naturally, your child's gonna be, you're gonna get him the Arsenal kits. He was going to school and he was like, oh man, like the kids are starting to say stuff about Arsenal. Because a lot of the kids now at school, they're Man City fans, because naturally, best team, Man City. Yeah. So they go in Arsenal, and he's going, Dad, man, it's getting difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like they're saying we're the champions, and we just lost Aubameyang, I think, and he loved Aubameyang. He's a striker and that. Yeah. So I was like, I'm struggling here, because he loved like Aguero and Sterling at Man City. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to take him to the Emirates. So I took him to the Emirates. All right, we're going to do the tour. So I take him on the tour, and this guy's like saying, this is Henry, the greatest player to ever play. This is Invincibles. Man City have never done that. You know, I had to spend about £2 in the shop. By the time he come out the shop, yeah, he was just brainwashed. You know? I said, you know what? I've just bought myself a couple years there, but them man need to win a trophy soon because, you know what I mean? But now he's running around telling the kids at school, like, nah, Man City are plastic. Like, you're not even real. You know what I mean? So I've got him there now. But I said it before, yeah. Arsenal probably lost a generation of
100%.
fans, you know. Bro,
100%.
if you was a young kid during them Bentner and Shamak times, bro.
Sorry.
What are you doing? Like, where are you going with that?
Sorry, man.
It's a problem.
Hey, I even apologized to my son the day he was born because it wasn't in good times, bro. It wasn't in good.
The day he was born, I can't believe it.
I said, listen, you're Arsenal. For now, I'm sorry, but we will reconvene this conversation in a few years. Bro, it wasn't easy them times, bro.
Oh my days, man said I'm sorry.
Secured a contract early. I said sorry, I took his hand, pen to paper.
Yeah.
I said, that's it, bro. That's it. I'll take you court if it changes. I might even, he's just turned 3. I might even from August this year, I might play game week 1 from 0304, game week 2 the next week from 03. Throughout the year, just play Invincibles, yeah, and act like we just won the title and just
act like it's just happened. Like,
yeah, just act like it just happened, bro. Just say yes.
We won the league.
Mad.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, it ain't easy, bro. I'm telling you,
he would got school 20 years behind, bro. It'll be crazy. We're an hour in. There's 1.8k here. Hit the like button, people. Vibes as usual. Come on, I'm gonna get the super chats in now as well. It's not gonna be too long. I think Curtis has done a stream today. I got Big 6 later. So it is what it is. Mohammed says, biased pundits, they're just hurting. We beat the hopes and beliefs out of them. That's what it is. And I'm not one to get onto Jamie. Jamie Carragher is a Liverpool fan. And like I said, I think, where did I say it? Was it AFTV earlier? I said it Forever Arsenal. Oh, if it was the other way around and I'm seeing man taking pictures on this after we've just lost, I'm going to be like, get the fuck off the pitch as well. Go down that tunnel. So I get he's a fan, like, but I'd rather have fans be pundits, like footballers that are fan, whatever, like a Jamie Carragher or a Roy Keane, because then you get some honesty. I'd rather have them than some robots that went to the University of Football and they've come out with a degree in what? In what?
Yeah. Like, I hear you.
So
at least you know it's coming from a genuine place, innit? He's hurt. That's why his club's just lost.
Yeah. Sadiq says the chat's still laughing about. Sorry, it's mad. Sadiq says Klopp pulled hamstring while running down the touchline to the 4th official, celebrating in his face. That clown Jamie is a hypocrite. Let them hate on us. Yeah, he is a hypocrite. That is true. Gareth says, I got the impression Liverpool succumbed to their emotions yesterday. Hilarious that Arsenal were called over emotional last season by Carragher and Neville. Serious hypocrites. You raise a good point because towards the end of that game, it did get kind of petulant and bitty by Liverpool in a sense. So maybe they did. Maybe that feeling that.
I think they're a bit arrogant. I think they thought they were going to beat us. Do you know what I mean? And all their fan base seemed very confident. I think it played against them a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. That's why I want to see how they do bounce back. Who have they got next?
I think they got Burnley at home, so it could be a 5-0. That could.
That's a perfect one. Open team, goals galore. KD, Vincent Company might need to play that one for fuck's sake. KD says we will always be hated. It's unfair on our young players. By the way, your thoughts on Chelsea getting away with finishing 12th and 11th? Imagine it was us. Unfair on young players. I think the young players need to use that to their advantage because it's character building. And all the greats are hated at one point. All the greats have a lot of pressure on them from early. So if they grew in this environment, what did Bane say in Batman? He was raised in the darkness or whatever it was, molded by it and all of that. Well, use it to your advantage. Get that chip on your shoulder and use it for the next 10 years. So it can be a blessing as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right, man.
Ryan says London would need to get also, Andy added about Chelsea. To be honest, that was natural. I forgot that last bit, KD, about Chelsea, but that is what Chelsea is. Who gives a shit? Who give pre-Roman and post-Roman Chelsea? Who the fuck cares? Matisse barely cares, and he's a Chelsea fan. So that's the difference. When Arsenal finished eighth headlines, eight sport, Arsenal eight whatever. Chelsea 10th, 11th, 12th, 9th. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Ryan says London would need to get locked off Turks and Curtis if Arsenal win a league, let alone a Champions League. We are already the most unbearable fan base as it is. 100%. Roads would have to get. Didn't you even see when PK Humble locked off the road when
Congo.
the AFCON. Yeah, for Congo, bro. And this is why I say when Turkey finished third in the World Cup, or when we made the semi-finals, this was 2002. Bro, I live in North London, Wood Green. That's where I was raised. Green Lanes is there. When I went out, the roads were crazy. I felt like we won the World Cup. It was one of the best feelings ever. So big up PK doing that as well. It just brought back memories. And Ryan, I went to a couple of big supporter of the channels. Big up your bro as well. Come on. I went to a couple of parades back in the day, and the Premier League parades are the one. The FA Cup ones, not so much the one. Couple more here. Does Richard Keys have class? I think you know the answer to that. And Ryan says Nev and Carragher contradict themselves all the time. They do. That's why Roy Keane's my guy, even though he probably does as well. But he just doesn't give a shit. Anything else, Curtis? We've pretty much summed it all up in terms of the match.
Yeah, I mean, looking ahead, maybe just West Ham.
We must. We can't be on this show on Sunday after this conversation we've had today and sitting here saying, bro, what the fuck?
And you know the worst thing? Like, I watched West Ham yesterday. I was like, yo, they look terrible. But then I thought in the back of our mind, they're not going to look that bad on Sunday, are they, at home? They're going to have to come back. They're going to have to. Like, they couldn't finish against United, at Arsenal.
Bro,
2-0 after 30 shots.
Bro. Yeah. Bowen against Arsenal, he's moving like Messi. Against United, he's moving like Bebe. Like, bro,
you know what I mean? Miss-hitting shots when he's one-on-one. I'm like, it feels like a dangerous game to me, if I'm being honest. Just, you know, the other side of Arsenal, like, you beat Liverpool in a big game at home, but West Ham away, it feels a bit more like, are they, you know, the big games, naturally you're fired up for the big game. You don't even need a team talk for Liverpool at home. West Ham away, you can't afford to think that you're just going to roll there and beat them. You know, we lost in the cup. And Rice, it'll be an emotional game for him because obviously he never started the cup game at West Ham, but he'll start this. And I know Antonio's back in training. So, we have to win. We have got to win this game.
Have to. We can't come off the back of that win and go fuck it the week after. Isn't that what we did after we drew to Liverpool at Anfield, where that was a big draw because I think we was top of the league. We went to lose to West Ham and Fulham, innit? Off the back of that.
Did we lose to West Ham or draw? Last season. Are you on about last season?
I'm talking about this season.
This season. The other week. Yeah. We lost at home 2-0.
So we took the draw. We was like, yes, draw at Anfield. We're still top of the league. And then we lost to West Ham and Fulham. That's what made this game, last game against Liverpool, so meaningful for us again. Because we had to claw back in. So let's not fuck it again. Because 2 more losses like we did last time, that would put us out of it. Not with a chance. It would put us out of it. Yeah. But I
think we'll get the job done.
Jorginho starts, keeps his space. What about Havertz? If Jesus' knock is just a 1-game thing, do you bring Jesus back in or do you remain with Kai?
It's a tough one, isn't it? He will keep Havertz in. I'm talking about Arteta. Right? I don't see any way he drops him because he's trying to justify the selection. Jesus is. He said he was out for days, didn't he? So I would imagine he might return to training midweek. I've got this thing with me. I want to see Martinelli, Trossard, and Saka as a front three.
Okay, yeah.
because
James said similar recently, actually.
I just feel like Trossard should be in the Arsenal team. He's almost too good to keep out. But listen, West Ham, they got Kurt Zouma. They're a physical team.
Mhm.
I think he'll want to use Havertz' presence, whatever that looks like. He'll want to use that up front again.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be exactly the same team. I don't think anything will change, to be honest.
Did Paqueta not start because of suspension, or was it injury? What happened with him? I'm sure he didn't play against United, did he?
So do you know what? I didn't even see. He didn't get banned for that betting thing. I don't think, did he? He got
No,
away
no,
with it.
no, no. But I didn't see him on the pitch from the chart. Let me see.
Yeah, it said he's out with a calf injury.
Oh well, let's hope
He's
that's
out.
still the case come
He's
Sunday.
out for about a week to 2 weeks. Antonio is probably back. It says.
Oh, good. So Paqueta will be out. All right, that's
out.
nice.
Yeah.
But listen, it's still very early to really touch in on that. Like I said, people, Curtis does content each and every day. I do a lot on AFTV, the Big Six as well. Actually, I'm going to Cyprus tomorrow, so I will be away for the week. But Curtis will give his thoughts and feelings about that game later on this week. And if there's any breaking news, he's live every day as well. So go subscribe to his channel right now in the description, people. Hit the like button right now. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Last thoughts, Curtis, anything to wrap up with, or should we call it a day?
Nah, bro, I'm good. It's a good show. Vibes as always. Big up everyone in the chat. Get the likes up to 1,000. Big Six at 10:30. Make sure you go and cook all them man who took defeat. Hopefully, Ivan Toney can do us a favor at 8 o'clock as well, man. That would be the icing on the cake.
Why talking about icing? I'm about to go bill it, and then I'm about to go watch that match. So I thought he was gonna say icy pollen, bro. I thought shit. Yeah. But yeah, people, Man City playing just under 45 minutes. You don't do watch alongs for the ops, do you?
I'm not doing that. No,
not as much. Yeah, I've just seen Saeed's live, people. So go show my guy some love. He's live right now, right before the Big Six. We are live on the Big Six channel at 10:30 after the City game ends. So show some love, people. Show some love here, show some love there, and make sure you subscribe to Curtis's channel too. Both on the road to 100K. We're both hitting 100K 2024. Make it happen, people. Share, like, subscribe. Love for the love. We're out. Peace.